everybody. It is Alex from Heavy New York. We are finally back at Sony Hall after it's had to have been like 2 years, and we are here with the Black Moods in person. Great to be able to talk with you guys today.
Hey.
How you doing?
It's great to finally meet you in person after the phone interview that we had at the very beginning of this lockdown. Have you been since then?
Busy, believe it or not.
Yeah, actually really busy.
Yeah, considering we just started making a new record.
Wow,
So,
already?
yeah. It's done.
Yeah,
So
we finished it.
The first single comes out in October.
Wow, that's great timing. And I mean, because you just put out Sunshine and fairly recently, so was this all just from, being locked down, not being able to play, you just used the isolation to your advantage?
Yeah, because we usually don't get to make a record like in a row,
We do it in parts.
It's usually in between legs of touring, and since we weren't touring, we just made a record, and we didn't kill each other, which is pretty amazing.
That's a tremendous accomplishment.
No comment.
See,
He's lying, right?
Okay.
Now, a lot of people discovered you guys on Sunshine. Some people discovered you on Medicine. Some people discovered you previously. But was maybe Sunshine a good representation of the direction that the Black Moods is going to go into from here on out? Or is maybe the first single going to be more of a good first taste of it?
I think it's a good starting point to where we're kind of moving the way we're headed, I guess you could say. Right? Is that a good way to put it?
Yeah, I think so. I think Sunshine. Since we all started writing and recording Sunshine together, it changed like how we write albums, and I think we brought that into the writing process of the new album as well. So it's like pretty similar, I would say.
Yeah.
Well said. Well said.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's fair to say like Sunshine was like almost kind of like the record where you learn the most about each other, and we're like, let's maybe not repeat this, but this is a good structure for songwriting, right?
Yeah, and this new record, we all were stuck together all the time, so we all wrote it. It wasn't like I brought in any songs by myself. It was like bits and pieces, and it kind of came out like all three of us,
Yeah, it was definitely
It's nice.
a collective work that we did together, which is a little bit different than Sunshine, like you said.
Yeah, we held each other up, and we all sat in the room and wrote the lyrics. We all sat in the room and worked the songs out. It was very much a collaborative effort,
Which is always really how rock and roll should be. Were you doing before where somebody would write a part or a pattern and you'd email it to each other, or?
Yeah, or I'd just demo the song and send it to the guys, and then we would.
And before, we also didn't have Jordan for a lot of the songs that are on Sunshine were written before we even knew who Jordan was. So actually having him be part of the team, that changed a lot of how we write.
So it's like all three of us,
Yeah,
equal inputs, I think.
definitely.
Anything to say, Jordan? Jordan, anything to say?
I think you guys nailed it right on that.
We nailed it.
I like having this discussion with rock bands that are trios. Now, this could be up for debate if you want to have a discussion on this, but I've heard a lot of people say that when your rock band is a trio, that's actually more difficult because you don't have that extra guitar that, you could hide behind, the atmosphere and distortion, and, everything is more noticeable. I feel like,
Well, I find it harder because I have to do two jobs.
Yeah.
Me too.
Wait, that doesn't make any sense.
Yeah. But
Yeah.
do you think if you had an extra guitar player, or if the Black Moods was like a 4-piece or a 5-piece, do you think that maybe would be a little less pressuring, or is this the way you want it to be, like just the 3?
No, I wouldn't say less pressure because we bring in a keyboard player in sometimes, like an auxiliary guy. But no, we all kind of carry the same weight, I think, when it comes to shows and that we're playing.
Yeah, I like being a 3-piece, and like you said, we'll bring in an auxiliary guy every now and then just for fun, really, just to add different layers. But we really like the way it is.
Yeah, makes arranging practices a lot easier.
And it's a lot less tight in the bus or the van, whatever you have to drive in.
Yeah. To this day, I don't know how the guys in Slipknot do it with 9 members.
Oh, jeez. Well, they probably have 9 buses.
Yeah, now they do. For sure.
The whole Slipknot fleet, in a way.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Now, when it comes to the songwriting process, because I thought that when I listened to Sunshine, I thought it felt very organic. Nothing felt forced. It felt like a really good, straightforward rock and roll record, no strings attached. But do you ever go into the songwriting with a preconceived idea of what you want it to sound like, or do you kind of let things sort of fall into place on its own?
I don't know. Take that.
Yeah, I mean, we started okay. What's the song I started? "Dirty Mess." I kind of had an idea where that was going to go. With the bass line, starts with the bass line. I wrote that bass line before I met these guys, but so how I thought that was going to go in my own head was one way, and how it actually went is a different way. But that's because what Chico says, which is a beautiful thing. It's like we all collectively added different things and little nuances to the song to make it what it is right now. So I kind of like that. I think it's pretty cool when we do it like that. It might not be how I thought it was going to end up in my head, which I struggled with at first, but because I was like, no, it should be like this. But it's not just about me, you know what I mean? I got 2 other people that I'm writing with or we're recording with, so it's a very much of a collective effort, it makes it what it is. I think it's pretty cool.
Yeah.
But we can also do, because we were hired to do the music for a beer commercial or for a beer by Four Peaks, and they gave us a whole list. They wanted like funky and kind of 70s and different. They gave us pictures of what to look like, and we wrote that. So that was preconceived, but for the most time, we just kind of just make it up and just go.
It's nice to see what it grows into,
Yeah.
when we start things. It's nice.
Definitely. I mean, making music for beer, rock and roll and beer are,
Yes.
what's the difference, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
We love them both.
It's the American way.
Did you get like a free case of beer or something like that? Or
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, they take care of us.
They take care of us very nicely.
you want to shout them out as well? Or
Oh, yeah. Four Peaks. Wow Wheat.
Wow wheat.
Get it while it's weedy.
so strong.
Good slogan. Very good slogan.
Who knows? Maybe the Black Moods will also be like the marketing. I think it'll be more entertaining than, Brad Paisley in those insurance commercials. He doesn't even play, so.
He better get free insurance for those things, right?
I don't know. I'm just so sick of hearing that nationwide slogan. I could throw up. Now, obviously, you mentioned that you were songwriting together and stuff for this album, but do you also find, isolation is a great feel for creativity when there's really nothing in between you and there's nothing between you and your instrument? Do you plan to maybe still use isolation or like maybe loneliness as a way to songwrite, or do you think that the only way you're going to be able to songwrite now is?
It takes all kinds, It just depends on what mood we're in or actually where we're at.
Yeah.
If we can be by ourselves, because we like the creeks, the lake, kind of being held up in, the country. But then when you're hanging out in the city, that kind of bleeds into it as well.
Yeah. Now, most importantly, I wanted to save this question for a little bit later, but next year is the 10-year anniversary of the debut album of the Black Moods. So, could there maybe be some sort of celebration for that? Maybe like a tour or a special performance performing that in its entirety?
Yeah, that we're still alive is pretty awesome.
And honestly, you
great.
just pointed that out. I
didn't even think about that.
Didn't
Wow.
even fathom about that, but it's like, yeah, actually, we should do something. So thanks for planting the
So
seed.
yeah, now we got something to think about.
Yeah, I really need to stop asking these in interviews because I usually ask a lot of them that when they're not even aware of it, and they're like, "Oh my god, I make every band feel." I think I age every band by more the years than the album.
Well, we've been so engulfed in this in the record that we've just been because now it's the artwork and the videos and all that kind of stuff. So we haven't even we haven't seen past that at all. So.
Yeah.
So thanks for pointing that out. We'll figure that out now.
No worries. Now, being that, your music consists of, songs that I would say, even though it's all rock and roll, you have different tempos and like different, some are faster, some are slower. And I was having a discussion with one other band about this, that they say sometimes playing a slow song like a ballad is actually more difficult than a fast song. Do you agree with that?
Yeah, a little bit. Yeah, I guess I would say I do agree with it because when you're so hyped up on energy and it's second nature to kind of go fast and to play a song that's fast, and rock and roll is always about being hard and fast, right? But when you step it down and you really got to pump the brakes a little bit, it's hard when you have that adrenaline kind of pumping in your system. And when you nail it, if you nail a good slow song, you nail it because the crowd loves it, you love it, you know what I mean? It's a difficult thing to pump the brakes like that, especially when you got that energy pumping through your veins, and not just you, your whole band. It's not just you have to worry about, you know what I mean? It's a pretty big, I would definitely say I agree with that.
Agreed.
Yeah, you botch a note, your ass is hanging in the
Oh,
wind.
yeah.
Yep. Now, I have 2 more questions for you.
Yeah.
Going back to songwriting, I want all 3 of you to answer this because this is the most difficult, so I want to see who comes up with the worst answer.
Okay.
And I can't remember if I asked it to you on the phone or not, but how do you know when a song is done?
When your producer says it's done.
All right, that's going to be hard to beat. What do you got?
I mean, I think I have to agree with that. I don't really have anything different.
I would say it's when your producer says it's done, but Josh says it's not done, and you keep going back after 6 or 7 references really, the producer's got the last word, but he's got the last word.
Yeah, I mean, the producers, the fifth Beatle, sixth Beatle.
Yeah, when the
Eric-
band's happy, that's when the song's done.
Yeah.
When the band's happy, that's a great answer. That feels very cathartic. And the final question I wanted to ask you is this is going to be my first time seeing Black Moods tonight after listening to Sunshine for a year and a half or something like that now. But what it's kind of like two questions. One, A, what could I be expecting, and is there maybe a similar energy that you put into your live presence as you do when you are songwriting, or do you consider them completely different mediums?
I'd say we're completely engulfed in both of them. When you're writing, it's all you're thinking about. And when we're playing, you get to kind of let all that energy out, that we like focus on in songwriting. So just a bombastically maniacal good time.
Yeah. And high energy shows, we're out with Dead Daisies, and so this set, we've rehearsed it and planned it.
Yeah, those guys are
specifically
high energy.
to be rock, super hard rock, because we do have some slower, medium tempoed songs, but this one's pretty much in your face.
Hell yeah. So before we go, I want to thank all of you so much for your time. Really looking forward
Thanks
to
for
the set
having
tonight.
us.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, man.
Is there just anything else that you'd like to promote with the Black Moods that you're, of course, allowed to talk about? You said new single in October, right?
Yeah, new single coming out in October.
Saturday night is what it's
Saturday
called.
night, we're going to play it for you tonight. And just blackmoods.com. You can find everything you need about us there.
Awesome. Well, thank you guys so much. Everybody, the Black
buddy.
Moods, new stuff coming very soon. This is Alex from Heavy New York. We'll see you next time. Rock and roll.